All right, first up, we have Amber Seaglass by Grace Goldstein. Let's hear a nice round of applause.
Amber.
You can go right center stage.
Took a trip to Hollow Beach, but just inside my head. Things looked better there from here, I guess. Born and raised in paradise, oh how the hell did we get here? Amber sea glass in your eyes, we can watch the downtown sunrise, and I'll paint your world red and gold, I guess. Things seem better, better, better. Things seem better, better, better. Things seem better, better, better. When you're on my mind, things seem better, better, better. Things seem better, better, better. Amber sea glass, I have looked your way a million times. Took the path of least resistance, brought me back to you. At least things are better when you're there, even though you're blissfully unaware that lately I've been missing you from the eastern sky. Fake a smile and try my best to get my mind off you. Drink too much or hope to get some rest. Things seem better, better, better. Things seem better, better, better. Things seem better, better, better. When you're on my mind, things seem better, better, better. Things seem better, better, better. Amber sea glass, I have looked your way a million times. You are sea glass changed by time. You washed upon my shore. I can't help but send my love to you. Things seem better, better, better. Things seem better, better, better. Even from an inch away, babe, it's better in your universe.
Beautiful job. Why don't you go have a seat and let them give you some feedback. We had lyrics behind you guys. Sorry, I forgot to tell you, but you could right up there on the big screen. On the big screen, yeah. All right.
Well, first of all, I really liked that song a lot. I thought it was a great song. I thought that the hook was really catchy, and I thought it was great. Now, whenever you see somebody do a song in its kind of rawest form like that, where it's just you and a guitar, like you never know kind of like what the writer really is envisioning as far as where it should really be going if it was a record. So I'd be curious, like, to ask you a question, like, in your mind, if you could make a record of that song, what would it be like?
I guess I've been asked that question so many times, like things like this, but I guess the first thing I think of is someone else. Thank you. The first thing I think of is having another singer singing harmony with me, at least at parts of the song. And then for other instruments, I'm not really good at that. I'm not like good at the whole production thing. I have friends who are better, but.
I'll tell you, I mean, I think obviously it sounds good the way it is, and if you made a record of it like the way it is and just augmented, that would be really cool. But what's interesting to me about that song is both in the chord structure and in the melody and everything, it could be a totally different kind of record as well. Like I could imagine that being like a really up-tempo EDM record, actually. Like totally, I can hear it exactly in my head. And it would be great. Like with that big hook, with a big beat under it, would be incredible. So I think it's a really strong song, and
Thank you.
I think sometimes when you write a song on a certain instrument, you get stuck with like, that's how it should sound if it was a record. But sometimes you write a song on the guitar because that happens to be the instrument that you play, and it could become any kind of record that makes sense for that song. So what I'm saying, I think you should just be open to like where it could go as a record, but I think it's a great song.
As a fellow songwriter, what was the inspiration?
A good friend.
That's not good enough. I want more.
It's not good enough.
A good friend that you hated, a good friend that you were in love with and didn't like you.
A good friend who was a good friend who I was in love with. I guess you could say, yes. That's it.
And then dumped.
No.
Now see, here's what the whole thing is about songwriting, and this is very, very important. There's two different kinds of songwriting. And there's one where it's Diet Coke, and it's like a job, and you do that. And then there is stuff that comes from the bottom of your heart, or the truth. And every time when I'm teaching classes on songwriting, I always say, just tell the truth. Because you'll never have to remember what it is that you've said, and the song will be a part of your heart and soul. Anything that I've done that have been hits have been songs that I've written for myself or someone that dumped me, and then someone big did the song, and then it worked itself out. So never be afraid to say it was a personal song and blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Because if that happens, they're not gonna go, ooh, what happened? But they'll just at least know what the body of the work was. Now, the part of me that's a producer, hearing it, I heard two different sort of things happen. The verse to me kind of had a Joni Mitchell-esque kind of melody line.
I grew up listening to a lot of Joni Mitchell. That was my whole.
Yeah! But you see, but I could feel it. And I don't mean ripping her off, but I heard the tendency, the way the melody was weaving through the chord changes. I went, wow, that's kind of very Joni. And then when you got things getting better, better, better. When you went that way, I'm going like pop, hit record, have other instruments in there. Now, I don't know if you noticed the difference between the two, but you were like Joni Mitchell, and then you moved into like a heavy-handed hook.
Yeah.
And do you want to be a songwriter, or do you want to be an artist? Have you made your mind up about that at all?
What you mean, songwriter versus artist? As in,
Well, because like
like what you described earlier.
Well, you could write songs for other people, or you could write songs for you, and you become the artist, the Joni Mitchell, the Carole King.
The artist in that case.
Oh, so you're good. That's great.
That's the plan.
You are so on the right path, because that's a cool
you.
tune. Now, however, a producer like Steve was saying, it could go a couple of different ways depending on your vision. So if you're going to be the artist, you got to say to the producer, this is the way that I want this to be. So they don't all of a sudden have you come out in spandex with yellow hair and do something you'll regret. Be true to yourself, William Shakespeare, because it's real good. I would say don't stop.
Thank you.
Agree? Yeah. What do you guys think? You like it? Come on.
Thanks, guys.
That's great. Don't stop writing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. One more round of applause for Anna Grace.